Can you briefly introduce yourself, Nathan, and explain your connection to the tourism and hospitality industry?
My name is Nathan, and I work with the tourism and hospitality ecosystem, and I created Inside Tourism Dialogue to document and explain how this industry truly works in Rwanda and across Africa.
What led you to create Inside Tourism Dialogue, and what gap does it address in Rwanda's tourism and hospitality sector?
This platform is dedicated to documentation and explaining how the tourism and hospitality industry works in Rwanda and across Africa through structured, continuous dialogues with the people inside the industry. The goal of these conversations, not promotions, but understanding systems, roles, responsibilities, and challenges and opportunities across the tourism and hospitality value chain.
When you say this platform documents the industry, who exactly are the people and roles you intend to engage in these conversations?
This platform is built to host structured, continuous conversations with the people who operate, support, and sustain tourism and hospitality every day. Inside the Tourism Dialogue is for tourism and hospitality professionals, community operators, investors, students, policymakers, and travelers who want to understand how the industry functions beyond marketing and promotions.
The main objective of Inside Tourism Dialogue, and how is it different from tourism promotion or marketing platforms?
Tourism is often viewed only through attractions, hotels, or marketing. Inside the Tourism Dialogue takes a different approach by breaking down the industry from its foundation, step by step, to show how tourism actually functions in practice. Inside the Tourism Dialogue is designed as a continuous knowledge platform, not a trend. And it's committed to documenting real experiences, operational realities, and informed perspectives from within the industry. The dialogue begins from the fundamental of the tourism and hospitality and develops progressively by building understanding step by step without removing context or skipping foundations.
It was a conversation happening behind closed doors, but never in the public domain.
Oh, it wasn't happening at all. I created this platform to document the industry. I wanted to create a stock of knowledge, not a brochure, but an archive, a place where we start by analyzing and then we sell.
That distinction is crucial. I want to drill down on that. You mentioned documenting the industry. That sounds almost academic, but I get the sense you're aiming for something more human. When you say you're documenting it, who are the voices we are going to hear? Is this just a round table of CEOs patting themselves on the back?
No, that would be boring if we only talk to the people at the very top. We get sanitized version of the story. When I say documenting, I mean the entire ecosystem. We intend to engage everyone who holds a piece of puzzle. Yes, the CEOs and the policymakers, because they have the vision, but also we need to execute chefs, the tour guides, the educators, the students, the trainers, like that.
The people actually doing the work?
The human infrastructure. Think about it. It's a tourist experience is defined as much by the driver who picks them up at the airports, right? It is by means of tourism. If we leave the driver out of the conversations, we are not documenting the industry. we are just documenting the boardroom.
Powerful point. It democratizes the narrative. It's admitting that the frontline worker has an insight that the CEO might miss. But I have to play devil's advocate here. We live in an attention economy. People love flashy travel content. How do you convince people to tune in for analysis and documentation? What is the core objective here that makes this different from, say, a really good marketing campaign?
It comes down to intent. The objective of the marketing is comparable, right? Getting someone to buy. The objective of inside tourism dialogue is educating and sustainability. We are not only trying to sell you a ticket to the park. We are trying to explain why that park matters to the economy and how to manage. So it's still there in 50 years, 100 years. Yeah.
So it's about literacy? Industry literacy?
That's the perfect term for it, yeah? We want to bridge the gap between perceptions and reality. You see, if the public understands the complexity of the hospitality, they become the best customers.
It sounds like you're building a curriculum, almost. But instead of a classroom, it's a conversation.
In a way, yes. We are treating this step-by-step journey. We are not just throwing random topics at the wall. We want to explain tourism and hospitality from the foundation up.
How do you structure that? Because that's a massive beast to tame. Where do you even start?
You have to start with the definition, then the basics. We are structuring the conversation to follow the logic of the industry itself. We start with the fundamental concepts. What is hospitality? Then we move to operation layer, how the hotels and tours run. Then the marketing policies, investment, and finally the impact layer, sustainability and community.
It's like building a house. You don't put the roof on before you've poured the concrete.
Exactly. And right now, I feel like we spend a lot of time discussing the roof, right? The hours, the revenue numbers, while ignoring the crack in the concrete foundation.
That is a sobering metaphor. Okay, so let's test this logic. If we are starting this journey today, right now, and you had to pick the very first brick to lay down, what is the first fundamental issue people must understand about tourism in Rwanda? What's the starting line?
Yeah, the starting line is distinguishing tourism from hospitality.
Wait, aren't they the same thing? Most people use them interchangeably.
And that is the root of so many problems. They are siblings, but they are not twins. Tourism is the activity, the movement of people, the logistics, the going places. Hospitality is the feeling, it's the reception, the care, the service delivery. You can have booming tourism, lots of planes landing, but zero hospitality.
That's actually quite profound. You can have the hardware without the software.
Correct. In Rwanda, we have built incredible hardware, the roads, the hotels, the safety. The tourism side is strong, but the hospitality side, that's intuitive culture of service, of anticipating needs before they are spoken. That's where the battle is won almost. So the first issue we need to tackle is defining what true hospitality looks like in Rwanda context. It's not just copying the West, it's finding our own authentic version of service.
It's interesting because service is often looked down upon as servitude, but you're elevating it to an art form.
It is an art form, and we respect as a profession until we understand that hospitality is a complex psychological interaction and not just bringing a plate to the table. We will always hit a ceiling. That's why inside the tourism dialogue exists to smash the ceiling by talking about the things that actually matters.
Asking the industry to look in the mirror.
I am, and mirror can be uncomfortable. They show the blemishes, but you can't fix that's what you can't see.
I love that. It's constructive criticism, but from a place of deep love for the industry.
Of course, I believe in Rwanda's potential, but potential is nothing without execution, and execution comes from knowledge.
So, as we wrap up this introduction to the platform, I'm thinking about the listener. Maybe they are a student studying hotel management, maybe they are an investor, or maybe just a curious local. What is the one thing you want them to take away from this new series of dialogues?
I want them to realize that this industry is everyone's business. So in Rwanda, tourism is a pillar of our economy. It puts food on table, it paves the roads. Even if we don't work in a hotel, your life is impacted by the success of this sector. So just watch it well and don't watch from sidelines. Listen to the dialogues, understand the machine, because when we all understand, we can all contribute to making it better.
It's not just a sector, it's a national project.
It's a shared destiny.
Shared destiny. That is a perfect note to pause on. We are going to be diving deep in the coming episodes, unpacking those definitions, meeting those unsung heroes, and really analyzing the DNA of Rwandan hospitality. It sounds like we have a lot of work to do.
The work is just the beginning, but it's going to be exciting, right?
I have no doubt. Thank you for setting the stage for us. And to everyone listening, welcome to the dialogue. This is just the beginning of the conversation. Stay tuned.
Thanks. Have a good one.